Hello everyone. This is my first lecture, and I'm gonna be following a format that you will have to follow when you will present your readings. Normally, my lectures won't be strictly about the readings, but this time, today, they will, so that you can use these as a template for your own presentation. Right now, I'm in the audio mode only, but I'd rather, use in the future the hybrid mode and testing the audio only right now. The first reading that you had to do was René Descartes' Meditations on First Philosophy. So a few words about René Descartes. René Descartes is a French mathematician and philosopher and a major figure in modern rationalism. He invented the Cartesian coordinate system, which allows us to identify a point in a bidimensional or even tridimensional space by assigning numerical coordinates to it. And in the first meditation of the 6 meditations he wrote on first philosophy, and that you had to read for today, Descartes devotes himself to the systematic demolition of his own opinions by doubting of everything that he perceives as real. How do I know, asks Descartes, that what surrounds me is real and therefore true? We know that the senses deceive, he says, and hence we cannot trust the senses. For example, we might be dreaming while we think we are awake, or perhaps an all-powerful God may have constructed a fake reality that deceives those who are searching for the truth. But because God is supremely good and the source of truth, Descartes concludes that this deception might be the work of a delicious demon who is active in the world and who deceives those who are searching for the truth. In the second meditation, the nature of the human mind and how it is better known than the body, Descartes begins by saying, okay, let's assume that all that surrounds me is false, right? That the reality itself is the fruit of the deception of a malicious demon. Then how do I know that I exist? If I convince myself of something, then I must exist. It is my mind that tells me this. I'm only a thing that a thinking thing. In other words, the mind allows me to establish a minimal certainty about myself, a baseline about my own existence that the senses and the imagination do not allow me to establish. In this paragraph, which is the 9th paragraph of the second meditation on first philosophy, we can locate the invention of the modern mind, if you want, the cogito ergo sum, the famous I think, therefore I am expression. But what is this I? This I both perceives through the senses and judges, but it is judgment and judgment alone that allows me, for Descartes, to understand phenomena, to grasp their essence beyond their appearance, and judgment is a faculty of the human mind. Descartes makes no explicit references to media, so why did I assign you this reading for the first week, right? It's certainly not a thinker of media, rather it's looking for a foundation upon which his own identity, his own sense of self can be asserted, established. And as we have seen, he identifies this foundation with rational thinking, the mind, and the mind for him is not a medium through which we apprehend reality. Rather, the Cartesian mind produces the categories whereby the outside world can be apprehended. The mind does not mediate, in other words, it produces the world. Now, I'm gonna be asking you 3 questions in relation to these readings, right? You should do your readings. Do not limit yourself to my summary, which of course has skipped many parts. These are fascinating text, right? But my questions are as follow. What is the relationship between the Cartesian mind and the movie The Matrix that you had to watch for today? Is The Matrix similar to the Cartesian mind, or is it more similar to Descartes' malicious demon? What is the function of the Matrix in the movie? How can we know, second, that the world that surrounds us is real, as Descartes is asking? Is the internet, for example, real? Is it more or less real than the physical world? The internet was once defined as a consensual hallucination, right? So my question is about the degree of reality of the internet in relation to the world that we experience through the senses. And third, do you think that the body is still essential to understand who we are and how we relate to one another? Or are we approaching an era in which the body will be made obsolete, perhaps, and replaced almost entirely by technological prosthesis? Thank you very much.